Rumsfeld said, hey, listen, we're winning every battle on the battlefield, and I don't know what people are complaining about.
And Rumsfeld, remember, he was talking about how people don't know enough about history.
Mm-hmm.
That was his main thing. And I have a lot of things on how Don Rumsfeld doesn't know history, but I'll go to what you're talking about here. He says, speaking of people rooted in history, as Rumsfeld put it, this was a couple of months ago when he made this statement, exactly what kind of thing you're referring to. He made this in March of this year, last month. The enemy cannot win a single conventional battle. So they challenge us through non-traditional, asymmetric means using terror as their weapon of choice.
Of course! Oh, they can't beat us in a fight with our planes. That's because they don't have planes. They can't beat our tanks. That's because they don't have tanks. How did you expect them to fight? Did you think that they would build planes in Fallujah and launch them in the sky? I will take you on in a conventional fight. Of course they're going to take you on an unconventional fight. And this guy's surprised by that. And then he brags about, they cannot beat our tanks.
Yeah, and this is in the middle of him talking about how everybody's a big idiot who doesn't know history. Mm-hmm. And then he says this, right, what I just told you, that they cannot, so they challenge us through non-traditional asymmetric means using terror. So he read these lines, it says here, as if the first clause were a boast, the enemy cannot win a single conventional battle, and the second clause was an accusation of unfair behavior. Right. like they can't beat us, and they cheat. That's essentially what he's saying.
We attacked them when they were absolutely no threat to us, but they're cheating by using unconventional, ways of fighting.
So this is embarrassment to America, this clown of a Secretary of Defense, and I have no trouble saying that anymore. Fred Kaplan in Slate writes, doesn't Rumsfeld, I'm reading from a Fred Kaplan piece in Slate, he writes, doesn't Rumsfeld remember the famous story about Colonel Harry Summers' conversation at the four-party military talks in Hanoi, Vietnam, 1975, April, just after President Ford conceded defeat in the war? Colonel Summers, April 75, then the chief of the U.S. delegation's negotiating team, so our top negotiator, was chatting with the Vietnamese chief negotiator, Colonel Tu. And Summers says to Tu, Colonel, you never defeated us on the battlefield. And Colonel Tu replies, that may be so, but it's also irrelevant. And again, the significance of that is, it's not just two yutzes talking. They're talking after Gerald Ford conceded defeat in Vietnam. We'd lost, and they're right. They didn't defeat us on the battlefield. We won every battle.
It's, I hope I don't butcher the name here, but it's kind of like when the French bragging in World War II, they never defeated us in the Maginot Line.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because they went around it and took your whole country in about 2 or 3 days, didn't they?
Yeah.
But they never defeated us in the trenches that we built.
Yeah,
congratulations. But that doesn't matter because you lost.
Yeah, and I love the point that Fred Kaplan makes here. When Rumsfeld said the enemy cannot win a single conventional battle, so they challenge us through non-traditional asymmetric means using terror. He read those lines as if the first clause were a boast and the second clause were an accusation of unfair behavior. It really is. We're awesome, and they cheat. It doesn't matter. If you lose, it is irrelevant. So, Colonel Tu, that may be so, but it is also irrelevant.
War is not badminton.
Yeah.
You can't be like, you hit that birdie wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's like at the end of the World Series, the team that loses is like, we outhit them 14-4. We threw more strikes. They just got one lucky blue pin and they won the World Series. Well, the other team's not giving up the frickin' trophy. Winning.